Travis Wayne Goodsell. Church News has released a news release about the Perpetual Education Fund. It was started by President Hinckley, and it's where they are a loan company for people in third world countries specifically to get education, and it's typically in their nation. And you'd think it was a good idea, but they have to pay it back. And so the church was thinking that they could make money off of this. So it's not as generous as it's been led to believe. The Perpetual Education Fund was initially financed by donations rather than the trillions of dollars the church has in savings. And so, yeah, this is a money scam, as they pretend to be an outward appearance of helping those get an education and get a real job. If you're not familiar, because you're not unemployed from coronavirus, your payments are now up. This is the last one, the last $600. And the GOP Senate decided to go home for the weekend. Yeah, they said, screw all of us, and they went home for the weekend. Screw America. So the church is doing a similar tactic. They are GOP, and since Nixon's campaign, the pentagram has been flipped upside down to be an inverted pentagram, worshiping Lucifer. And so, yeah, Lucifer's all about making money. Priestcraft. It's in the Book of Mormon. It tells all about it. They don't care about the welfare of Zion. They're more interested in money. And so the church is finally, on July 23rd, talking about how they've been deferring the payments of the loans and the interest on the loans. See, that's where they make their money. Since May 1st, with the coronavirus. Isn't that interesting? They chose not to report it on that day. And that day is the anniversary of the Illuminati. But they're still pausing it until November 2020. And it's going to have to be paused even further, because we're not stopping the virus. Especially down south of the border, where many of the Perpetual Education Fund recipients are located. Brazil is battling out to be number 2 behind America. This is just so sad that they couldn't use their own money to do this education fund in the first place, but then to not use that savings of trillions of dollars during an actual crisis. You know, they say, oh, well, we're saving it for a rainy day. After the presidency came out with first presidency statement saying we're going to give it to Jesus Christ at the second coming, referring to the parable of the talents, where in that parable the Lord gives back the money after the guys make interest off of it for the Lord. And it's just unbelievable, their thinking processes here. And these are the financial scams and crimes and frauds that are being committed behind the scenes. I mean, here they're making it news. Oh yeah, we're deferring oh, perpetual education fund, oh wow, and they're not telling you we have trillions of dollars in savings and we're not giving anyone a penny because we blame all of you who are poor and who got unemployed from coronavirus, losing your job, or getting sick and having to lose your job, etc., etc. We're not going to help you. We don't care about your welfare. And to do this kind of a video, I'm going to get backlash from Mormons who are going to say, screw you, Travis, the church is true and therefore everything they do is good. And they twist Isaiah, I believe it's Isaiah, calling good evil and evil good. Let's check. We'll make sure we get the right passage. Isaiah 5:20. Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, and put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. He's showing examples of obvious contradictions. Not just saying good evil and evil good, because sometimes morality can be manipulated. But darkness for light? No, you can't misunderstand that. And that's what he's trying to point out here. And sweetness with bitter? Remember the Mr. 7-Up guy from way back in the day, doing the taste tests and having people drink other things than 7-Up. And saying, oh, 7-Up is great, isn't it? It's much better than this other thing we gave you to drink or eat. Yeah, so, I mean, when I saw Mormon apologists trying to explain the inverted pentagrams on Mormon temples after the murder of Joseph Smith, Nauvoo Temple, Salt Lake Temple, and they were saying the Logan Temple, I believe, have inverted pentagrams, and they were trying to claim it's a symbol of Jesus. This is exactly what Isaiah is talking about. Because Isaiah himself says, how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer? What's in heaven? Stars are in heaven. Falling stars? What's the symbol of a falling star? An inverted pentagram. That's a symbol of Lucifer. Isaiah knows about it. He talks about signs in the heavens. He talks about one about there shall be a sign of a woman giving birth to a child and conceiving a child as well. It's the same combo thing. He calls it a sign in the heaven. Yet Matthew messed it up as he put both the sign and the actual birth, as he tried to claim. But this is the horror, being born and raised in the Mormon Church 50 years and finding out that the church is the church of the devil, literally. And they're fraudulently claiming they're the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. As Mormons, being taught by these church leaders, prophets of Satan, attack me for them. That's how a criminal organization works. The leaders don't do the dirty work. They get the grunts, the soldiers, to do it for them because they're cowards. In this case, they actually did give some orders directly, and I got them busted in a lawsuit for it. But we're waiting to see if Judge Waddups is going to continue to say, no, you lose, Travis. The church is invincible. And call evil good and good evil. Crime is not a crime. Reality is not real. truth is not true.